Hey cats, what's happening? It is like springtime here in Ohio. You hear the birds are chirping, everybody's happy. It's a beautiful day. I got started early this morning. I went to the yard and got a load of mushroom compost. Now this stuff, it stinks. And from what I understand, there are salt mines under Lake Erie that are, not using them for salt anymore, but there's these huge tunnels and like warehouses that they use now. And they have these big vats, big bins like where they grow mushrooms, and they use this compost to grow the mushrooms in, and when they're done with it, they sell it. It's free of weeds, it's pretty sterile from being down in the salt mines. So but it looks like it's composed of like manure. There's pieces of straw in there and wood and grasses and things. So I like to put a load of this on the garden every year, and it's kind of like a natural fertilizer, and the tomatoes absolutely love it. So today I'm going to get back started in the garden again. I got the first till done. I've got to go through there and throw some of the weeds out that I've turned up, big clumps of grass and stuff that I have to take out of there. And then I'm going to till it again. I'm going to throw this compost on top of the garden and till that in, and then I'm ready to plant. Now while I was picking up the compost, I also stopped and picked up my tomatoes. So I've got, now this doesn't look like much, but I'm going to tell you, this is going to fill that garden up to capacity. I probably got 16, 17 tomato plants there. I've got eggplant, I've got zucchini, squash, cucumbers, and then I got some flowers over here. This is catnip, and it came up in the garden this year, but I'm going to replant that back in the garden after I get it all planted, and the cats will be very pleased with that stuff. So I'm going to get busy here and get my muck boots on and start working the soil. Well, here's where the fun starts. Get to shovel the manure, spread it out on the garden. Or you're just going to stand there, grab a pitchfork. Got to stay hydrated. It's probably 85 degrees today. Too hot to be working outdoors, but you got to do what you got to do. I got the compost spread over the entire garden. Next step is for me fire the old tiller up and go over it one more time and get all this stuff ground in. And then when that's done, I'm going to rake it all out nice and level, put the fence up around it, and then I'll be ready to plant some tomatoes. The other thing I've been doing is pulling all these clumps of grass and weeds out, because when you till, it chews that stuff up, and if they're still buried underneath there, they'll resprout back up again. Where this grass comes from, I don't know, but it's pretty prevalent in here. It grows over the winter. Like during last summer when we had a garden in here, we had no weeds in it. I mean, it was pristine. And then over the winter, these weeds grow under the snow, I guess. I don't know. But there's tons of these clumps of grass in there, so I've been pulling those out. And after I till it again, probably more will pop up, and I'll have to pull them out too. But still more work to do. What a beautiful day, though, huh? All right, the compost is all tilled in and everything's all raked out. Next step is to put up the fence. I won't plant anything until I have a fence up around it, because there's too many critters around here that are just waiting to destroy a garden. So I'm going to take a little break, and I'm going to come out and put the fence up. Well, I took a dinner break, got my belly full, drank plenty of fluids. The sun's going down. I'm hoping it'll cool down a little bit. I'm going to get started on putting the fence up, and once the fence is up, I can plant vegetables. Welcome to the garden. That little garden gate here, and that's how we get in and out. Fence is done, garden is done, ready to plant. The easy part, the fun part. Oh, I'm not wearing my straw hat. My wife pointed it out to me today. I've been out in the sun all day, and the straw hat has holes in it, and I have polka dots on my head from the sun. Nice. A polka dotted suntan. Well, cats, it's the following day. Yeah, last night it was getting late. I was pretty exhausted, and I started thinking about all the plants I have to put in and set up all the tomato cages, and I thought, man, I'll do that tomorrow. So today is tomorrow. Beautiful morning, another beautiful day, and I've got a flat of tomatoes to plant. So I'm going to take a look at them first and see what I got here, because I've got a bunch of different types. So these are big beef, hillbilly. Those are a favorite of mine. They have like multicolors. I don't know if you can see that or not. Champions, they're always, you know, a good favorite. I got some different ones here this year too. I've got cherry tomatoes. What are these? These are pineapple, so they're supposed to have like a yellow color to them. Better boys. And one more, some Romas for canning. So I got quite a few tomatoes here. And then I've got eggplant. I've got cucumbers, zucchini, and yellow squash. So I'm gonna get busy, space everything out, start setting them up, getting them in the ground. This is always a very special time for me, putting the plants in the ground. Yeah, I love it. Now, tomatoes like to go deep, so I dig a pretty good sized hole for them. And then the other thing I do, because tomatoes will root out, you got these bottom stems. Pinch those off and stick it in the ground deep, real deep, so that you're actually covering up part of the stem, and it'll send roots out from that stem, and you'll have a nice happy tomato plant. Well, there it is, cats. The garden is in. Tomatoes galore, eggplants, some squash, some zucchinis, and some cucumbers, and a lot of sunflowers too. So by the middle of the summer, this whole thing will be like a jungle. You won't be able to walk in there, it'll be so thick, and hopefully we get a good crop of tomatoes. Well, I gotta go in and clean up. It's Friday, date night, and we're gonna head out. Thanks for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't yet. Please subscribe to our videos. And until next time, cats, we'll catch you all later.